What's up, dudes? Okay, I'm gonna go over the wind scene, Chrono Trigger. If you've decided to learn this one, great job, because it's not too crazy hard. So this one's more kind of like, maybe sort of, I wouldn't say beginner, but sort of intermediate. Definitely easier than most of the covers that exist on my channel, for sure. Especially like Jump Up Superstar and all that. Left-hand fingering, again, it's in the tab, so I'm not going to talk about it that much, but I'm going to see if I can talk more about musical nuance and stuff with this one, because it's not too crazy. If there's some right-hand stuff, I'll definitely go over that, but honestly, I don't think it matters too much exactly what you use on the right hand, as long as it isn't like super stupid, but the song's pretty slow, so it doesn't really matter that much. Like, for example, like in the beginning, I use M, and then P and A. You could use A. Doesn't really matter. I'll do doubles. What I mean by doubles is like I'll play with my index finger twice on the same string a lot of the time. If the song isn't like super fast, a lot of times I'll sort of assign my index finger to the fourth string, middle finger to the fifth string, or index finger to the third, middle to the second, ring finger to the first. You know, for the most part. But okay. So you start out middle finger, slide it on up. Now the first thing you want to do when you get to here, realize you don't have to put down a full bar here. You only have to get these two, right? So you shouldn't be worrying about laying down a full bar with like all your pressure. Don't do that. You save your energy. Right hand, pretty obvious. Using all the fingers for that. You keep this third finger on. Now here I'm doing M, I, M, I, M. Of course with the thumb now. Two ways you can do this. The way I actually did it was with 2 and 4, then 1 and 2, or you could do 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2. Technically 3 and 4 would be better. I actually amended the tab to that. Now here, you want to get your index finger ready to put this bar down. And you're only barring the top 4 strings. Now here, I want you to really try to make sure these harmonics ring out more than the other notes. You got to play them harder, because just naturally they're quieter. See, I'm playing these bass notes at the same time, so you really have to make sure those harmonics are played as loudly as you can. Kind of more like that. Really emphasize the harmonics and barely even play the bass notes, because they'll ring out easily. If you need a little refresher as far as like how to actually do these harmonics, you're going to take your index finger, you're going to place it over, basically find whatever note down here that you want to play, add 12 to that, and then that's where you're going to play it. Okay? So, basically I'm playing this is basically a D chord setup with a suspension there that goes down at the end from the fourth finger to the second finger. And I'm playing basically 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 15, 15, 14. Got me? With the thumb, obviously, at the end there. Now that's something that it takes a lot of getting used to. But really, you want to work on it with things like this. Like just take zeros. I'm playing a harmonic on the first string, and just an open D. And see how I'm trying to make sure the harmonic is actually louder than the other note? That's very important. Yeah. Okay. So, again, that whole section repeats. Now Now, I will say this. The melody goes bum 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 bum. So those are not part of the melody, so you don't want to play them as loudly. So instead of playing it like this, that's not the melody, right? If somebody's heard the song, like, they'll be able to pick it out, but you want to play for people that have never heard the song before. So you need to make the melody very obvious. So I'll exaggerate it, watch. Hear that? Those notes, I made them way quieter than the rest of it. That's what you want to do. Really, you want to be mentally tracing the melody more so than anything else. I want you to think about the melody when you do this. Oh shit. So very important with there. I'm arpeggiating this, but this note here at the top is the most important one. Hear that? Not this. And actually arpeggiating a chord like that sort of helps you bring out certain notes in it if you want to do that. And again, so we get to here. I'm doing P and A, P, I, P, I, M, P and A, right, for that. Of course, the index finger is actually placing the harmonic down. Now here, you're putting your pinky down here, right? Now what you're going to do is you're going to slide that all the way up to here and grab this chord. It doesn't make sense to take the pinky off. It's already down. See that? Bam. And I snag. Now it's up to you, but I like to kind of mute the bass string there. You don't really have to because it's part of the chord, but if you want to get it to be a little bit cleaner when you go up and have more of a change of timbre, not timbre, but like the bass note cuts off. It's like we're in a new section, you know? There's a couple ways to do that. The way I recommend is actually by laying this part of your thumb down on the string. See, from here, there's not much movement I need to take to actually play this chord. Mute, play. Get that? Mute, play. Mute, play. I'll mute it just a little bit before I get up there, okay? Now here, again, it doesn't really matter what you do with your right hand. I'm doing A, M, M, everything but A, and then M, P, I, P, I, M. Oops. I'm putting a bar down right here, and then you're grabbing a bar also up here, okay? Now here, again, you're using a tracer finger, so your pinky finger, it's going to stay on the string there, it can slide all the way up, you can keep the pressure on. Keep these notes on, these two, so you get to here. Now the pinky's ready to go, look at that, pinky ready to go. Then I move everything else. Using a lot of repeat fingers with the right hand, doesn't really matter what you do. Use what's comfortable in the right hand for this section. Now here, again, the pinky slides up, play this, the 3 stays on, slides down, then you keep the 2 and the 4 on. Or, if you want, you can go down with 2, and then take your index finger, get it ready, even pre-place it on the first string, so that you're right there. That's probably a better way of doing it. think I did it. I went to 1 and then slid it down over there. This is probably a better way. Use 2, open that hand up, slide it down, then you don't even have to think. You're already on it. Now I want you to strive in this section to kind of mute the lower strings. Like that. That's an extreme example. I didn't do it that extreme when I actually played it because I don't think it sounds as good. But just every so often, bop, bop. Even if it's that. I think even that I think has a nice effect. So choose how much you want to go about muting it. When you are muting, I just had actually somebody ask me on Patreon about muting. But if you've never done it before, it is going to feel a little bit strange. And I would suggest literally just slowing the song down and playing it as slow as you need to play it to actually mute it correctly. And think of the mute as a rhythmic thing. Like you're playing the note, and then you're muting at a specific time. Like bop bop. Like if I think of it, what da 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 bop mute. Yeah da 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 da. Get me? Yep bop. On off. On off. On off. That's how you want to think about that stuff. It's actually going to help you play it better. Now here, I'm going to talk a little about the left hand right now. There's a lot of kind of like slidey, stretchy stuff going on, and I think it's important to keep this ringing out. So there's no real shortcut to this. There's no way around it. You just gotta kind of stretch that hand out. Bam. It's tricky. Actually, if I was sitting like this, I'd be trying to avoid the light glaring. But this makes it a little bit easier. Now from here, the only thing that needs to change is everything's going to come up. The 2 is going to come up, but the 1 and the 3 are going to stay sliding, and then the 4th is going to come in right here. Oops. Got me? And then another slide down. Keeping the fingers down when we can, okay? Now here, I'm grabbing a bar. And I'm keeping the bar here, actually. Now, to make this transition easier to the next part, I'm doing this with 4 and 3, but here, come up with the 1, okay? Oh. Right here, to make a smooth transition into that position. And that's all just, index finger, middle finger, or P, I, and M over here. Right there. No real trick into getting over here. You just gotta move fast and accurately. And of course, over here I'm using P and A, and then for the inner voices using I and M. Now it's important, when you get to here, I want you to put a bar down, have your 4 on, so that you can come down, you can take that bar, slide it all the way down to here, and then utilize it right there. See? Bar. And see, my middle finger is getting ready to go down right here. Probably the trickiest position in the entire thing, I think. Now, don't try to grab everything all at once. Why? Because you don't need it all at once. You're going to grab with the index finger and the 4th finger up here. Then you're going to get these inner voices, okay? Then you're going to get your 2nd and 3rd finger involved. Only when you need it. Now here, I I think in the recording I actually don't do a hinge bar, but if you want, if it's easier for you, do a hinge bar here on the with your first finger on the 2nd fret. I probably actually should have done that. I actually just thought of it right now. Yeah, that's a really good way of doing it. And again, you don't need to put down the 3rd finger here quite yet. Only when you get to there do you need to put it down. So don't worry about stuff until you need it. Then I got a big slide here, right? Now, you're doing a bar here, and you're also grabbing with the pinky finger. That needs to all happen on the downbeat. But the inner voices, aka putting your 3rd finger down, you don't really need to do that until, you know, the beat after. I'm going to get my 2nd finger ready. Look, it comes up, I keep my bar, and then I slap my 2nd finger down. Everything comes up. I do a quick finger change here with 3, 4, and 2. And then this is kind of a tricky move. I'm sliding from here. No easy way of doing that, okay? With the 4th finger, jumping down here. I slide the 4th down, replace the 1 with a 3. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. One way is to actually use 1 and 2 down here. Oops. I'm grabbing this with the 3, okay? This with the 4, and then grabbing this with the 2. Or you could grab this with 1 and 2, and then just take it off. And take that 2 from here, and then slap it here. But I think probably the best way is to grab it with 2. 2, 3, 4, 2. That's probably the best way, honestly. And then with the right hand, pretty easy. You're just going P and A, index, middle and A, and then an index. Oops. And then here, probably going to grab this with 3 up here. Then you can grab 2 here. And then you're going to do a little mute there. Just for that. For the 2nd note. Boom, bum, bum, bum. It gives it a nice effect. Now when I get to here, I'm actually kind of sliding my index finger down a little bit so that I can grab this with the tip of the finger. And then it goes 0 to 2, and then we're back into the beginning. This is all the same. Now, I want to urge you guys to, like, when you're working on this, I've gotten a lot of questions regarding like bars, tremolos, things of that nature. Muting things. What I suggest, as a rule, is make sure you're playing things as slow as you can play them well. Because honestly, your muscle memory, it doesn't really give a damn if you're playing it right or not. It will just learn what you repeat. So it's important to get as many correct repetitions in, not just repetitions where you're playing it too fast for yourself and you're fucking it up, but like really good, solid, slow repetitions. Your muscle memory will learn that, and then that information can be pushed to a faster tempo over time. Tempo is something that I don't think you should ever really force, because I think it kind of halts your progress as a guitar player. But that's it, guys. That's the frickin' win scene. Again, if you have any questions regarding this, guys, you are my patrons. You are paying me money, so make sure you take advantage of that. Like, if you actually have questions, make sure you send me a message. I will respond to it. It might take me a couple days. I'm not the best with checking stuff, but I really like getting technical questions. I will always answer them. I always have, and I always will. Alright, guys. Peace.